Express the confidence interval 38.4% to 44.8% in the form of p hat plus or minus me. All right, so p hat, this is a point estimate for a proportion. Me, that is the margin of error. All right, now, when I have a confidence interval, which is what I'm looking at right here, so this is my confidence interval, that I'm going to put on a number line. The lower end point, 38.4, I'm going to put down here, and the upper end point I'm going to put here, 44.8. Now, confidence interval is balanced about the, well, let me put that up here. Your point estimate, which is p hat. And so if it's balanced about that, then p hat is the midpoint of that interval. So if I want to find the midpoint of that interval, then what I can do is I could subtract the two values, so 44.8 minus 38.4, and that's going to give me the total distance all the way across. So the distance from here all the way over to here, that was what, 6.4, okay? But p hat is only halfway in between there. So what I could do is I could take that value and divide it by 2, and so that's 3.2. So what that tells me is the distance from p hat over to 44.8 is 3.2. Really, it's positive 3.2, I'll say. And then from p hat to 38.4, that would be negative 3.2. Okay? So p hat then is the value that's right in between. So I wouldn't use 3.2 because that's nowhere in between 38.4 and 44.8. To find the value in between, what I could do is take the lower end point, 38.4, and add 3.2 to that. So that'll take me from this point over to this midpoint, which is 41.6. And that's certainly not the only way you could go about determining that value. For instance, some of you may have discovered that you could potentially take the average of those two endpoints. And that would absolutely work. There you go, 41.6. But the way I've done it here, I not only got the value of p hat, so the value of p hat here is 41.6%. I also got the value of my margin of error, which is the 3.2%. Because when you convert a confidence interval in the form p hat plus or minus the margin of error, well, you need to find both of those values, and so this way I've found both of them. Either way, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. The final answer here, what I want to do is express my final answer in the form 41.6, let me just kind of do this. So 41.6% plus or minus 3.2%.